Do it again when he goes crazy. Get Ian Smith on 1, 2, 3. Ian Smith, everyone! How are you all? Are you well? Now, I'd like to talk to you just for a little bit about my testicles. I had a testicular cancer check-up a while ago because I'm a bit of a hypochondriac. And what they do in this situation is they put some gel on your testicles so they can scan them. Now, the nurse tried to comfort me about this part of the procedure by saying, "Oh, don't worry, Ian. It's just going to feel like rubbing jelly all over your testicles." Where am I going to get that reference point from in my life? Like, oh, is it just like rubbing jelly all over your testicles? I'm always rubbing jelly on my testicles. If you had said it, I'd come pre-prepared. I had jelly on my testicles, but I washed it off as I was going out of the house. Usually, if you unzip me, I've got a trifle there. But I mean, I think I'm being a bit unfair on the nurse who said that, because there was one time I had jelly on my testicles, and that's when I was at a children's birthday party that got a bit out of hand. If your doctor's ever wasted your time, you want to get your own back on your doctor, I've got a great way to do this, and it comes from the fact that I own a soda stream. Does anyone here own a soda stream? Do you all know what a soda stream is? Basically, if you don't know what a soda stream is, it carbonates still liquids and makes them fizzy. I've got one in my house and I've been going mental, carbonating anything I can. Milk, carbonated. Gravy, carbonated. Tea, coffee, carbonated. Blood, carbonated. Coca-Cola, double carbonated. I left some fizzy to go on like the windowsill, went stale. Recarbonated. Semen. No, I gave it a miss. I gave it a miss just through time constraints, if anything. I don't know if you've ever tried. Have you ever tried to get a glass full of semen? It takes ages. It's exhausting. I was getting my flatmates down. Could you just help me out with this thing? No, they didn't want to. I mean, we could do it as a room. The way to get your own back on your doctor, urine. And not in some sort of sick, drinking your own fizzy piss kind of way. Not like that. But now, when my doctor opens my urine sample... What's wrong with him? Well, I thought that's not good enough. What you do is you do your urine sample, you carbonate, and then you make sure you give it a good shake before you give it to her. But another sort of little trick that I used to play, and I'm sure some of you guys would have played it at school, I used to play a game called Knock-a-Door Run. Who used to play Knock-a-Door Run? Some people called it Knockdown Ginger instead. Well, this confuses me, because Knockdown Ginger for me was a much more specific game I played in a car. You must remember the good old days in the car with your dad. There's one, Dad! No? Okay. Now, I've got a few things to tell you before I go. One is I saw an article that in America, true article, in America, someone's pet cat was genuinely called up for jury service. Genuinely, some sort of admin mistake. Someone's pet cat was written to and called up for jury service. Now, obviously, their owner wrote back saying, well, it's a cat. It doesn't speak or comprehend the English language. It can't be in a jury. But they wrote back to her some kind of automated reply saying, oh, that's okay, we've got translators. They genuinely thought she's trying to skip jury service. But it made me think, you know the woman who threw the cat in the bin? Imagine if when she turned up to court and looked over at the jury. What are the chances of that? Now, I'm going to end. I'm going to show you... this is a thing that used to scare me most about being in school. I used to be genuinely terrified of what's in this bag. It's getting my school photos. Because every single year at school, for 5 years in a row, I would always close my eyes. It's don't laugh that much. 5 years in a row. 5 years. I did it so often my parents started taking a picture of my eyes separately so they could stick them on at a later date. I'm like a human Mr. Potato Head. But the worst thing is that my grandma's from here up in Edinburgh, and we live down in Yorkshire. And we would have to send these to her so she could see how her grandson was doing. 5 years in a row, she got these. She thought I was mental. I went round to see her one year, had my eyes open, she didn't even recognise me. Completely blanked me until I fell asleep on the sofa. She's like, Ian, there you are. I woke up again, she's like, what's happening? But if you think to yourself, what are the chances of this happening? 5 years in a row, every single time a camera flashed, always blinking. What are the chances of that happening? Then think to yourself, what are the chances if he had a picture taken with his brother, they could both do it at the same time? Thank you very much. This has been lovely. Enjoy the rest of the gig. I've been Ian Smith. See you later.
Ian Smith, everyone!